Alright, ladies and gents, today we are going to learn how to draw a free body diagram using Google Drive. So the first thing that everybody is going to do once this video is over is open up Google Drive. Now this is something that we've all done together before, and I know we all have Google accounts, so I'm sure we know how to get into it. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a presentation. So go over to My Drive, you're going to hit Create, go down to Presentation, and you'll start a new presentation. I've already started one here that we're going to use. And our goal for today is to design these diagrams. And what a free body diagram is it's basically an object. In this case, we have a surface here. And this object has a few different forces acting on it. Alright, so this object right now, just a blank box, has a certain amount of mass to it. It has four forces acting on it. Fg down, this is the force of gravity. Force of gravity pulls everything downward. Fn up, this is what we call the normal force. This is the force that a surface is going to push up on an object in order to keep it from falling to the center of the earth. Now if we apply a force to an object and we try to slide it, that's what our Fa is. That's an applied force. And in the opposite direction, just about everything we come across has a frictional force, which is directly opposite and parallel to the surface. So we're looking at objects today in static equilibrium, and basically static means it's not moving. So these four forces, although they're all acting on the object simultaneously, they're all balanced, they're equal and opposite. You can see I put in a few values here. Fg is 5 newtons, it's a unit for force. Fn is 5 newtons up. They're equal and opposite, so they cancel out. This is like two teams playing tug of war. And the same is true in the horizontal direction. Fa is 10 newtons, while Ff is 10 newtons. Forward force equals the backward force, and they cancel out. So what you're going to do today is you're going to use a Google presentation to create some of these diagrams. Now, one type of diagram you can create is this. Another is a hill. And what I would like to do is I'd like to show you how to make that. So once you get into the presentations, you're going to insert a new slide and just use a blank slide. Alright? And you can pick any background you want to work with, but I definitely encourage you to use something that doesn't really have a lot of lines or designs to it. So once you open up a new one, you really use this in a couple of ways. One way that I really like that I think is very convenient is up here along the taskbar. You can see we can input text boxes, images, and shapes. So you go over to shapes, and we're going to start with the box. So you click the first rectangle, and you can just click and drag, and you make a nice small box somewhere near the middle of your sheet. Now, one thing you do want to do is you want to change the transparency so that you can see right through it. And that way we just get the black outline. Black is the default. If you want to change the color for any reason, feel free to do so. Some people like to bring in a little bit of creativity here. Now, if this box is on a surface, one way to make a surface is to draw a line. So we can select a line and just draw a flat line. And it doesn't have to be right on it, because once the line's horizontal, and you can see that it kind of snaps into place once it's kind of close, you can then click and drag it up, and then the program will actually align it for you. So that's good there. And if we want to add our forces, our vectors, if you will, then we want to go back to that line and we want to make a couple of arrows here. So we can draw one force to the right, we can draw another force down, and we can really fill in each line this way. So each direction. And once we do that, the only thing really left for us to do is to label each of them. And the best way to do that is to make a little text box. So I'm going to make a text box. We'll make it off to the side here. This is my applied force, if I assume that I push to the left. So I'm going to label this FA. And I'm going to leave it free to you guys to really put in whatever force you like. Let's say it's 50 newtons. And a nice quick way to fill this out is if you click on the outside, right-click, copy, and then you can paste either by right-clicking again and hitting paste or hitting Control V, and we'll get a few of these. I like to drag these over near my other vectors, and again you'll see that the program kind of helps you align everything, and then we can just make little adjustments here. So this was FA. Friction goes the opposite direction, so we want to get rid of the A and replace it with an F. Gravity goes down, and normal force goes up. Alright, and that's what you're going to look at today. If you make one of these and you want to play around with some different things that you can do with it, by all means go wild. You can definitely change a few things here. You can change the shapes, you can change you can change the outlines of them. I've kept everything kind of the basics that are here. Alright, and then once you get your diagram, the very last thing I want you to do is to highlight everything that you've put down on the page, come up to Arrange, and go down to Group. Now once you've grouped everything, all the little pieces that you made, the line, the box, the different arrows, so on and so forth, the values here, everything here should be not only individually clickable, but then we should be able to click on the one outline here, and then as we move, it'll move everything together no matter which piece I've selected. And then from here it's very easy to copy and paste into another program. Alright, have fun, enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know.